What if I'm too far gone, Julian? Can this still work for me? Look, this question usually comes quietly. What if I'm too far gone? Can it still work for me? No dramatic, no dramatic, not dramatic, not emotional, like almost resigned, right? Because when a man asks this, he's not looking for hope. I don't think so. I think he is checking for permission to stop trying. So I want to answer this in the most honest and careful way. Because this question doesn't come from laziness, it comes from exhaustion. The men who ask this question are usually the ones who've held the most, right? They've carried responsibility, pressure, expectations, silence, years of unresolved weight. And honestly, they're emotionally constipated too, right? And also through all that, they didn't collapse. They endured because that's what they were taught. But over time, that endurance came at a cost. They're not falling apart right now. They're numb, reactive, or disconnected. And that might be you right now. Because after enough years of that, guess what? The story creeps in. Maybe this is just who I am now. Right? This is it. This is how my marriage is supposed to look like. This is who I am. I can't change. But that story isn't truth. It's fatigue talking. Okay? So stay with me. Feeling too far gone is a signal, not a diagnosis, right? Let's ground this for a second. Okay? No man, I'm going to say it again. No man is ever too far gone and is never over. What he is overloaded. Yeah. When someone feels too far gone, it usually means their nervous system has been in survival mode way too long. And stress, guess what? Stress has become a baseline. An emotional shutdown honestly feels safer than feeling. And then hope feels risky, right? Yo, that's not failure. That's adaptation, right? Your system didn't break. It didn't. What your system did, it adjusted to survive. You adjusted to survive. And anything that adapts, guess what? It can also readapt. This work starts there, not by fixing you, but by respecting what your system has been doing to keep you alive. Listen, you didn't get this far to get this far. And this work doesn't require belief. It requires honesty. Here's something that I believe is really important, right? Men who think they are too far gone usually don't believe change is possible. And they don't believe change is possible anymore, right? And guess what? That's okay. Because this work does not require optimism. It doesn't, right? It does require faith in outcomes, right? In the decision, right? It does not require confidence. It requires honesty. Honesty, like, I'm feeling tired. I don't know how to fix this. I don't want to keep living like this. I don't feel loved. That's enough. We don't start with goals. We start with stabilization. And stabilization is often what men have needed, right? For a very, very long time. The men who feel too far gone often change the most, right? And I know this may surprise you, right? Like, what would the men that feel too far gone will change the most? It's because the men who feel the furthest away often experience the deepest shift, right? But why? Maybe you're asking that question, but why? Why, Julian? Because they're not trying to perform anymore. They're not, they're done, right? They're not chasing an image. They're not pretending to be okay. They're finally willing to say, I can't do this the old way anymore. I just can't. It's not working. And they're honest. And that surrender, not collapse, that surrender, not weakness, that surrender. That surrender is where real change begins. Look, this work meets men at the bottom of effort, in the pit, and builds from there. You don't climb out by force, you rise by support because you're not alone. And I know sometimes it has felt like you're alone carrying everything, but you've never been alone. So, what if you feel too far gone? You watching this, listening to this, then guess what? You're not disqualified. And you sure are not broken. And you're not beyond help. Please believe that. What you are is exhausted. What you are is living instead of exhaustion. And exhaustion is not an identity. This work doesn't ask you to be ready. It asks you to be real. It asks you to be real. And real is always enough to begin. Always. Always enough to begin. So listen, if you're still watching this and you're still wondering, what if I fail again? I want you to go back and watch that video, right? There's a video that I did about that because this isn't about how far gone you feel. It's about whether or not you are willing to stop doing this alone. It really is. So, click right here, watch the video, and I'll meet you in there. You ready? 3, 2, 1, off you go.